Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. Thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there in Heat Nation. If you guys could subscribe here, that'd be cool. If you guys could also subscribe to the Tobin and Leroy show. We air weekdays 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on 560 WQAM's YouTube page. We are closing in on draft time here, and I have looked into a couple of prospects. I am a scout now. They call me Scout Tobes. And that's what I'm doing. I'm out here scouting. I'm YouTube scouting. I'm boots on the YouTube, looking at who I like, who do I not like, bust, star, who's got potential. I'm basically like YouTube Adam Simon. That's basically what's going on here right now. No, in all seriousness, I'm not deep into this. I'm not a huge draft person, but I'm trying to put a little something into it just so I know some peeps as they come around the bend, because look, this is going to be an important time for the Miami Heat. Let's be real about it. Miami Heat have not hit a lot of home run trades lately, and the draft has been their Willy Wonka lately. This has been their golden ticket to adding substantial pieces to their team, and the scouting department does a really, really great job. So these were a couple of guys who I saw the Miami Herald said that the Heat are either having in for a workout this week or plan to have in for a workout. And the first one is got Heat culture written all over it, right? I did two guys, two different positions, kind of like almost like polar opposite in personality and what they're going to bring to the table as well. And that is Devin Carter and Kel'el Ware. All right, these two prospects, according to the Herald, are going to be in there for a workout. So here's what you got to like about them, right? Here's the goosies on Devin Carter. First of all, son of Anthony Carter, former Heat guard, former Heat assistant coach, currently Memphis Grizzlies assistant coach Anthony Carter. His son played down here in South Florida, would be the first Dade prospect to be selected in the first round, I believe, since Tim Hardaway in 2013. So over a decade, the county of Dade has not had a first-round pick. So that'd be a cool thing for Devin Carter. Been some other guys, I believe, from Palm Beach and Broward, but Dade is looking for one. So Devin has that for him. He did get an invite to the green room, which I don't know if that speaks well for the Heat's chances about getting him. It seems like most of the draft places that I look have put him out of the Miami Heat's reach. In fact, there are reports even from the Ringer that he even has a promise to go in the lottery, which would be just outside the grasp of the Miami Heat. A lot of mocks have him 8, Spurs 11, Bulls 13th ranked overall prospect from ESPN, and apparently has gotten himself definitely into the top half. Like basically what it's been saying is, if he gets to Miami, everybody would acknowledge he's a perfect fit for Miami. But if he gets to Miami, it would be almost a little bit of an upset. But he is he has some workouts scheduled. He would make complete sense. Wingspan for days. Very much improved his shot. You go look at his offensive numbers. They skyrocket through the page. Some would say he's got a little bit of a wonkiness to his style. I don't know. Tyrese Halliburton has that too, so I don't know how much that's going to affect. Big East Player of the Year took the burden of being the best offensive player out there for him, just under 20 points a game. Bit of an older guy, so you're going almost right back to the well of the Jaime Jaquez Jr. situation of not your typical rookie, a guy who knows the burden of being the guy on his team, but also comes with a lot of institutional knowledge of the organization as well. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a time 2 seasons ago where Jimmy and Kyle Lowry went with Anthony Carter to go watch Devin play, and he's only improved from another season under his belt as well. So definitely intrigued. I can understand why the Heat are working him out, A. B, why everybody seems to think he would make a whole hell of a lot of sense for the Miami Heat. His highlights, the way he gets after it defensively, like, it's funny. I was just listening to Jay Rich on the OGs with the, I love the podcast UD and Mike Miller do, especially when they get the old Heat stories. But like you think of Jay Rich, the tenacity that he brought, and also just from the perspective of that feels like Devin Carter feels like he plays. Like he's going to play for the Miami Heat and would play for them soon. You know, he's got the Spo knowledge. He's got, if the Heat were able to get to him, even being in a contending spot, I can see play like he's going to probably, they're going to sink his teeth into, hey, you're going to play and this is going to be your role. And they'll find something for him, especially with, you know, the Miami Heat maybe losing a couple of defensive wings in Caleb Martin and Haywood Highsmith. I can see why this makes all the sense in the world. It is just a matter of, would this guy actually fall to Miami? We'll have to see, but according to the mocks, that might be a bit of a reach. Kel'el Ware, center from Indiana. So the plus size in this guy, he's a moose. The Miami Heat needs size. Like, let's be real about it. We are in a situation every single year we're trying to figure out what is the backup situation to Bam Adebayo. Some people, even Udonis Haslem, has made mention of, we need to get Bam more size. We need to add more size next to Bam. The league is getting bigger. You have a team in the Celtics who is big, but then they also have Kristaps Porzingis, you know, even though he's ruled out tonight, I'm recording this before Game 3 gets going. So you add a guy in Kel'el Ware who improved shooter, shot 42%, didn't shoot it very much. So capable shooter, could probably craft that around. We'll see, but can block like crazy. Almost 2 blocks a game this year at Indiana. Certainly something, if you could bring that energy and that defensive tenacity to the Miami Heat and bring that skill set to the Miami Heat, even if it's just in bursts next year, that would feel like a big-time role fill for the Miami Heat to give Bam that kind of relief. The thing is, and again, guys, I am not a draft guy. I am just reading these scouting reports as it goes. Everybody who talks about things that are issues for him or areas of improvement or concerns is like motor, a little too up and down. A lot of that stuff did feel like it improved, I guess, last year for him at Indiana after leaving Oregon. But this is always my concern when it comes to bigs and Spoelstra. Eric Spoelstra demands a lot of his bigs. He demands a lot of energy. He demands you play and know the assignment. He demands you do all the little things. And, man, you better play your ass off. I mean, balls to the wall, know the system, get rebounds, get blocks, get all of that stuff before you even think about scoring. And I am always a little hesitant, like, hey, is this pick going to even, if you use it on a guy like Kel'el Ware, who's, I got to be honest with you, his mocks kind of have him all over the place. I've seen him top 10. I see him down in the low 20s. I see him right around the Heat's pick. I mean, Yahoo has him going 14th. The Ringer has him going top 10. The CBS has him going 24th to the Knicks, you know, as a Hartenstein replacement, Hartenstein, whatever. This is what ESPN ranks him the 24th best prospect. Jeremy Wu writes, in a draft somewhat light on bigs, Ware helped himself in the pre-draft process after closing his sophomore season in positive fashion. His interviews with teams have been largely positive in reframing some of the narratives around his career thus far. He looks ticketed for the first round due to his shot blocking, touch around the rim, floor spacing potential, and an uptick in productivity in Indiana. While the motor questions have followed him for the past few years, there's upside as a legitimate starter if Ware's game fully clicks, which has pretty much every first-round team in need of a center, or at least considering his candidacy. So, look, it is very, very intriguing to go get some new size to add to this team. But as we saw with Nikola Jovic, who is younger, even though Ware's younger than Carter, it is more of a true young prospect that you're going to bring in. I'm always like, all right, if you're bringing him in, is Spo actually going to ever trust this guy to play? And then maybe he will. Maybe he could be the exception. You know, Tyler Hero was the exception. You know, sometimes the exception runs through. But knowing how the Heat, it's also going to be interesting with this draft coming up. Are the Heat do they get the more intriguing prospect? to be more attractive in trade talks with people? Do you draft a Ware because, hey, the potential's there, someone's going to want him in a package? Or Devin Carter, who's a little bit more ready-made, is that as sexy? I don't know. But the thing that is interesting with the Devin Carter feels like a glove fit for the Miami Heat, would be perfect, but maybe out of reach. Feels like on a contending Miami Heat team, a team that's still looking to win, he would be playing right away. But Ware maybe fits a need that's harder to fill for the Miami Heat right now, and has been a hard void for the Miami Heat to fill. As other prospects, that's why Edey's been linked to him a little bit too and been mocked to him, because a little bit older. Obviously, the productivity has stayed a little bit steady, so you have that proof in the pudding there. But I am definitely intrigued by both of this. This has been fun. This has been a fun exercise for your boy Tobes. As I'm trying to I feel like I'm almost on Heat Love Island. I got a couple up, and we gotta figure these things out, and then maybe I gotta pull someone else for a chat. I'm really into Love Island, even the new US season that has Vanderpump Rules hosting it. I'm very much enjoying that as well. In fact, I might go watch them right now instead of this damn Celtics final.